Random YouTube, y'all. All right. Hold on, y'all. Look at my pillow. Found it. All right, y'all. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It is April the 26th, 2022, day 92 of year 4 of reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets. Another 4-year consecutive day count. Day 1110. 1110. We're going to pick up where we left off at in the OAHSPE on page 33. And then we're going to move on to the meditation book on page 73. Hold on, let me get a bottle of water. All right, y'all. Father, we thank you for another day. Let's get it. Help us while we are on our journey of truth. Let us enjoy every day. The journey is amazing. All right, y'all. I was gonna share some pictures. Well, no, the same picture. I was gonna screenshot. I just remembered it now. Completely forgot about it when we got done yesterday. I was gonna screenshot this picture that of plate 1 with the crescent moon. When I said that's a turkey, actually, that literally is Turkey's flag symbol. It's the crescent with the star. Right at the horns. But also Russia, somebody said Russia does have a crescent with a star, but it also has a hammer like connected to that star. So, but it's not just them. I mentioned Islam has the same crescent with star, but not only them, it's a lot of other countries with that same flag with the crescent and the star. So I was going to share a few of those yesterday, but I completely forgot. Yes.
These all the way charge up on the floor.
Oh, yeah. No, it didn't. That's low battery. That's about to die. Go plug that in. You can sit by my chair in the room while I charge up with it. Okay. Jerry, oh great spirit, our creator of all life, let us walk in truth and wisdom. Hallelujah. All right, y'all. Chapter 20. And we we might not finish it today. Although we possibly could. Let me stop running my mouth. Okay. Chapter 20. Genie stepped down and stood at the foot of the throne. Masters of the inner temple gathered about the star and unrolled a carpet reaching across the threshold, and the two goddesses stepped forth from the crystal cushion within the star and glided as if on a ray of light up to the judgment seat of Jehovah. Remember, the two goddesses are Etizii and Onzi. Remember yesterday they found them, they were hugging and stuff. They ran up to each other because, they doing the changing of the guard or the changing of the gods and goddesses, right? So when they saw each other, they ran to each other like little kids and hugged each other. Trina, hey girl, hey. Okay. Meanwhile, musicians, a million of voices chanted, "Glory, glory to Jehovah, creator of the worlds, whose place magnificence is and counterpart to endless time, the all whose great existence surpasses the grandest thoughts of men and gods, whose worlds and splendor are the scrolls on which his hands write with the souls of mortals his almighty and boundless love. And now did spread out and round about the wheels of the great ship of fire and all the millions of hosts, men and women, archangels and gods and goddesses, formed a mighty amphitheater in which Moab, with his 33 million brides and bridegrooms of Jehovah, occupied the arena, themselves arrayed in white, but differently from the redeeming hosts from the Etherian worlds. In time to the music, without a word of command, moved the host as one person moveth. They in unison moved, and each as a shining crystal in the place allotted, and void in nothing, and all so perfect as if Jehovah had made each a special work of wonder to inspire men with reverence for the talents he had created withal. In the same time, the hosts were forming in place, so as the time of the music, and when the music ceased, all was still. The throne was in the east, facing the west. The hosts of Moab, who were the brides and bridegrooms of Jehovah, occupied the lower plain. Hold on. The throne was in the east, facing the west. The hosts of Moab, who were the brides and bridegrooms of Jehovah, occupied the lower plain, and the Etherians surrounded them on all sides, raising higher and higher in the distance. God and Haja met the goddesses at the foot of the throne. God knew Onzi hundreds of years before in other worlds, and he remembered Etizii, who had crowned him 200 years ago. So also did Haja know Etizii and Onzi. When they met, they all saluted by touching the right hands. Immediately, the goddesses ascended to the center of the throne, and God went to the right and Haja on the left. Etizii and Onzi looked hopefully on the brides and bridegrooms, but were passive. Presently, the voice of Jehovah spake out of the light of the throne, saying, "Soul of my soul, substance of my substance, created I man. Out of corporal self clothed I him with flesh and blood and bones. Man's spirit I gave from out of my own spirit, ever present, and I quickened him to move on the face of the earth." God and the brides and bridegrooms responded, being quickened by the all light. Out of corpore I came, quickened by Jehovah's ever presence. We might use that today as a title. I don't know. Let's see. Okay. God and the brides and bridegrooms responded, being quickened by the all light. Out of corpore I came, quickened by Jehovah's ever presence. By virtue of his wisdom, power, and love came I into the world. To Jehovah all glory is due forever. Again, Jehovah spake, saying, "A time I allotted to man to grow, to attain wisdom, power, and love, a time to rejoice and a time of sorrow, a time to beget offspring, a time to beget offspring, and know a father's care and love and likeness of me. To him gave I attributes of my attributes, that man might know me and my love. Response. By the bondage of my love to my begotten, do I know my Father liveth and reigneth and will watch over me forever. Okay, response. Okay. I'm going to read it again, just in case you ain't got the book. Okay, so Yah is speaking, and then they're responding to him. So every time it says response, it's the people speaking back to him. Let me go back. Verse 8. God and the brides and bridegrooms responded, being quickened by the all light. Out of corporal I came, quickened by Jehovah's ever-presence. By virtue of his wisdom, power, and love came I into the world. To Jehovah all glory is due forever. And again Jehovah spake, saying, a time I allotted to man to grow, to attain wisdom, power, and love, a time to rejoice, and a time of sorrow, a time to beget offspring, and a time to know a father's care and love, and likeness of me. To him gave I attributes of my attributes, that man might know me and my love. Response. By the bondage of my love to my begotten, do I know my Father liveth and reigneth, and will watch over me forever. Again the voice of Jehovah said, a time in a corporal form I gave to man, that he might learn corporal things, and to learn whence springeth the tree of life. From no self-existence of his own made I man, but from myself. And in the place I quickened him into life, I bound him for a season. But when man hath filled his corporal life, I provide death to deliver him into a new world. Response. Beautiful is thy wisdom, O Jehovah, and far-reaching. I was bound in the flesh, even as a beast. Likened unto the attributes of a beast was my judgment, struggling for things of the corporal world. With horror I looked upon death, as a sore calamity did I value thy cutting me off. But thou deliverest me into another world, preserving my judgment whole, bringing me to the heavens of my forefathers. Then Jehovah said, in no time brought I man, newborn, into the world, without a mother and a nurse, and rich nourishment to feed him withal. Yea, I gave him angels to inspire him and lift him up, and I provided a Lord of the earth to manage his kingdoms and nations, and a God in heaven with a throne and judgment seat, that man in the angel world should be provided and wisely instructed in soul to comprehend the glory and harmony of my worlds. Tiffany, hey girl, hey. Levon, blessings. It's lagging. Hardhead, shalom. Is it still lagging? I don't see any notifications that I'm lagging. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. Is it still lagging on YouTube? Maybe it might be yours. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm going to keep reading. It's okay, Levon? Okay, Hardhead, check your connection. Okay. Verse 14, page 34. Response. Beautiful, O my Father above, from nothing that I knew of, thou broughtest me into conscious being, and in my helpless days fed me with rich nourishment. Thou gavest me rulers and examples of government on the earth, to discipline my soul to the order of me. And when I was born in heaven, I found God on his throne, and a well-ordered haven of rest, and willing angels to clothe me and feed me and teach me the ways of thy kingdoms in the firmament. And again Jehovah said, when man hath fulfilled his time in the lower heaven, I prepare him by ample teachers for a higher resurrection. As brides and bridegrooms, my host adorn them, and I come. I read that again. I think I was reading it too slow. As brides and bridegrooms, my host adorn them, and I come in a sea of fire. First was man wedded to the earth, by me solemnized, and without man's knowledge. Then to the lower heaven was he wed, laboring with spirits and mortals. The voice departed, and now Onzi spoke, saying, Behold, the brides and bridegrooms of Jehovah. When they were young, they were first wed to the earth, and then to the lower heaven, without their wills. Now they stand before the throne of God. In thy name, O Jehovah, I command them to speak their wills. Response: I put away myself for thee, O Jehovah. Make me one with thee. I put away the earth for thy kingdom's sake, O Jehovah. Make me one with thee. I put away thy Lord and thy God, O Jehovah, for sake of thee. Thy Lord and thy God raised me up and made me strong. But lo, the small spark of thyself within my soul hath grown to be a giant, bowing to none but thee, O Jehovah. O make me thy bride, bridegroom, O Jehovah. Onzi said, The lame and the weak shall have a crutch, but the glory of the Father is to see his brides and bridegrooms walk alone. Whoever to Jehovah is wed shall never more to this man, nor that man, nor woman, nor Lord, nor God, nor to any person or thing, for self's sake, say, help. Response: God and the Lord were my saviors. Without them, I had never known of thy exalted heavens, O Jehovah. Thy spirit calleth me forever upward. Thy Lord and thy God taught me to look upward. Yea, they prayed for me. Now I am strong before thee, O Jehovah. Henceforth will I pray to thee only, but never for my own benefit, nor for glory, nor for ease, nor for rest, nor for exaltation, that I may be quickened and strong and wise to do thy will forever. Onzi said, Brides and bridegrooms of Jehovah, all hail, all hail. Response: Voice of Jehovah, all hail, all hail. Onzi said, To Jehovah and his everlasting kingdom are ye wed forever. Response: To thee, O Jehovah, am I wed forever. Onzi said, To be one with him forever. Response: To be one with Jehovah forever. The voice of Jehovah said, They shall judge from my judgment seat. In them shall my wisdom shine, for they are mine forever. Response: To consider thee first in all things, O Jehovah, shall I henceforth forever. The voice said, Behold, I have woven a crown for them, adorn them for my sake. Response: I will have no crown, save that which is woven by thee, O Jehovah. For thy sake I will wear thy crown forever. The voice said, Behold, they that were my sons and daughters have become my brides and bridegrooms. They are mine forever. Response: I am Jehovah's forever. Onzi said, Pass before the throne, O my beloved. The testimony of Jehovah awaiteth his redeemed. Ye shall dwell in the emancipated kingdoms forever. And now the host of brides and bridegrooms passed singly before the throne of God. The whole 33 million passed. And the Isinars chanted a hymn of glory, and there came down from the firmament above, midst of yellow, blue, and red, and the midst fell into the archangel's hands, who stood about the throne, and by them was converted into crowns, the which were placed on the heads of the brides and bridegrooms. And on the crowns were the words, Enwan, W-A-N, Enwan brought forth, delivered in Hanshi. You know, this reminds me, when they do the changing of the guard, it reminds me of graduation ceremonies, you know, because this is like, the second one we're reading about, and it's like everybody show up, almost kind of like on Wakanda, when they was about to crown the new king, right? Was it the crowning? When everybody showed up, the first time we seen them all come together I think they were, they were crowning him. They were crowning him Black Panther, right? And then anybody that wanted to challenge him or whatever came. But anyway, I said all that to say it reminds me of graduation ceremonies when everybody show up to see pretty much glory bestowed upon you or whatever rank you're attaining to, like they're getting crowned, right? The brides and the bridegrooms are getting crowned. Okay, verse 34. As the hosts pass in front of the throne, and plus they in a single file, they pass, right? Even in the military, they do graduation out of boot camp. It's called pass and review, right? Well, for the Navy it is. I'm not sure what it's called for the other branches. But there's a pass and review. You know, they do this and then they march past so everybody can see them, right? Okay. As the host passed in front of the throne, Onzi said, by that which springeth out of the earth is atmosphere fed and clothed, but the Etherian draw from the Etherian worlds. Behold, the crowns of the earth and the lower heaven are but symbols of power, wisdom, and love. But that which I bring from Jehovah's kingdom containeth real virtue. And lo and behold, the brides and bridegrooms became as archangels by virtue of the crowns from Jehovah's hand. Clearly we know that's what happened to Enoch, right? The angel of the face, Metatron. All right. Chapter 21. It's 23 chapters in this whole book of Sethanese. And it's like, with this page, it's a page, about a page and a half left. I say 2 with this little part. It's about 2 pages left. Okay. Chapter 21. When the ceremonies were ended, Onzi said, soon, now in the name of the Father, will we rise and go a long journey, and that ye may be apprised and consorted in love, I proclaim the freedom of the hour in Jehovah's name. And the people went and mingled with each other, rejoicing and saluting. And Haja and God and Etizai greeted one another, and the lords came forward and were also greeted. And then the marshals and the Isinars and all long-serving laborers. And lastly, all that had redeemed any man or woman from darkness to light came also and were saluted and duly honored. And for the space of 1 hour, all the angels indulged in reverie, reunion, and fullness of heart, but no book could relate the 1,000th part of the questions asked and the love assurances expressed. When the hour was ended, Onzi signaled the proper office, and he sounded the gavel thrice, whereupon all was hushed and still. Onzi said, as Jehovah bestoweth a newborn child, so also doth he take the father and the mother away to the... Hold on. Okay. My eyes skipped the line. Okay. As Jehovah bestoweth a newborn child, so also doth he take the father and the mother away to the S world. As Jehovah sent Etizai, my sister, to establish the lower heaven, so have I come by his command to bear hence this harvest to his everlasting kingdom. As a child bewaileth the loss of its father and mother, so will ye that remain bewail the loss of this rich harvest of archangels. It is Jehovah's will that ye drink deep of the sorrow of parting, for by this bondage will ye again be united in the heavens still above. The progress of the soul of man is forever onward, and in steps and plateaus, and the glory of the resurrection of him that goeth before is equally great, as is the sorrow of him that remaineth behind. That's good. I'm going to read that again. Okay. It is Jehovah's will that ye drink deep of the sorrow of parting, for by this bondage will ye be again reunited in the heavens still above. The progress of the soul of man is forever onward, and in steps and plateaus, and the glory of the resurrection of him that goeth before is equally great, as is the sorrow of him that remaineth behind. But the love that bindeth together is as a chain outstretched across the universe, nor time nor distance shall prevail against the inventions thereof. Swift messengers, well trained to course the vault of heaven, will pass between you, carrying the tidings of your soul's delight. And as Jehovah giveth summer to follow winter, and the winter the summer, so also shall the time come again and again forever, which ye shall mingle and part, and again labor together, but in broader fields, and again part for a season. All right, and it had reference number 12 when it says, so also shall the time come again. And it still says the same thing. Oh, it just removed also, and it says shall. Shall the time come again? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll read it again. Swift messengers, well trained to course the vault of heaven, will pass between you, carrying the tidings of your soul's delight. And as Jehovah giveth summer to follow winter, and the winter the summer, so also shall the time come again, and again forever, in which ye shall mingle and part, and labor together, but in broader fields, and again part for a season. Behold, the wisdom of Jehovah in placing far apart the places of the souls of men. For all things abiding near together equalize themselves. That's good. Hold on. I'll highlight y'all. Okay. Behold, the wisdom of Jehovah in placing far apart the places of the souls of men, for all things abiding near together equalize themselves. Even as there is glory in new birth, so is there glory in death. As there is sorrow in death, so is there joy in resurrection. The time is now come when these that ye see, ye shall not see for a long season, but ye shall rejoice in this hour of parting, for they rise as brides and bridegrooms to Jehovah. Now that I'm thinking about some of the scriptures and revelations when it talk about the brides and the bridegrooms, it makes a little more sense now, keeping in light with this information and the descriptions of how you even attain the title of a bride or a bridegroom, right? It's kind of like evening itself out in my thoughts. Okay. The Essenars sang an anthem of praise, in which all the hosts united, and great was the glory thereof. And now Onzi arose, saying, Jehovah, almighty and everlasting, holy, holy, creator, ruler, and giver forth. Look upon this thy son, Haja, O Father, in thy name, and by virtue of thy power in me vested, do I perpetrate and crown him God of heaven and earth. Haja, now God said, thy will be done, O Jehovah. Then Onzi turned to the 5 chief lords of the 5 divisions of the earth, and bestowed them in like manner. And Onzi stretched forth her hand, saying, give me a crown, O Jehovah, for thy son, God of heaven and earth. And there descended Ethereal substance into her hand, and she raised it up, and lo, it became a crown of great beauty, and she put it on God's, Haja's, head. Then in like manner did she crown the lords of the earth. And Etizai and Onzi came down and sat at the foot of the throne. God that had been Haja came down, and Waga and Jud with him, and stretching forth their hands, they said to Etizai, Onzi, and Sethanes, the retiring god, arise, O goddess. Actually, this was said together. Arise, O goddess, arise, O goddess, arise, O God. Hold on. Okay. They all said, it's the way this, it looks like a chart to me. Okay. They said, arise, O goddess, and they said, arise, O God. But it's arise, O goddess, arise, O goddess, arise, O God, and go thy way. But whoever said God, said God. Whoever said goddess, said goddess. They all said that in unison. And after they said, arise, O God, or God, or O God, after they said, arise, O God, or O goddess, then they said, and go that way. So arise, O goddess, and go that way. Or arise, O God, and go that way. That was an elaborate explanation for nothing. Okay, verse 15. And they rose up and marched forth. The proper officers had already prepared the ship for its Etherian journey. And soon as the Tizii and Onzi had entered the central star, all the people that were to ascend went into the places assigned to them. God, that had been Haja, and the Lords returned in tears to the throne. And now the plateau of everlasting light began to ascend. Music sprang from every side, glorifying Jehovah and the magnificence of his bountiful worlds. And those of the lower heaven were as the echo of the music above, and the light of the ascending ship of fire made all else as a shadow. But higher and higher it arose in the form of a crescent, slowly turning on its upright axis, turning and rising higher and higher, and the music faded away in the distance. In a little while, the meteor-like ascending ship of heaven looked like a star, till farther and farther off it disappeared into the distance. Thus, ascending to the emancipated heavens, in Ethera, the first harvest of angels born of the earth. Yeah, that was the end of that chapter. Thus ascended to the emancipated heavens in Ethera, the first harvest of angels born on the earth. We had 31 minutes. All right, well, we'll pause here, so we won't finish this today. All right, I keep the times even. All right, so we'll definitely finish this tomorrow. Chapter 22 and 23. Chapter 22 is 8 verses, and chapter 23 is 17 verses. All right, y'all. Then we get into the book of the First Lords. I was going through this yesterday. It is so good. Oh, well, you'll see when we get to it. Oh. All right, y'all. Meditation. Page 73. Yeah. Well, we'll be done with this before you know it. Whew, excuse me. Yeah, okay. It's 192 pages. All right. We're about halfway through. Okay. So we was talking about the systems of meditation yesterday. What's this? Okay. Okay, so now it's talking about like the more formal meditation, like postures and stuff like that. Okay, this is good. Basic instructions for the glorious light meditation system given in the tomb of Seti the First, 1350 BCE. Okay, so I thought it was going to give different ones for all of them. Okay, so it's just for the glorious light system, which can be applied to all. Okay. Formal meditation in yoga consists of 4 basic elements: posture, sound, and after sound it has in parentheses chant and words of power, or which we would call like praying in tongues or chanting or mantras or haikus. In Egypt they call chanting and mantras haikus. Okay. So, formal meditation in yoga consists of 4 basic elements: posture, sound, chant, words of power. visualization, and rhythmic breathing, calm and steady breath. The instructions, translated from the original hieroglyphic text, contain the basic elements for formal meditation. Number 1, posture and focus of attention. It has Iyuf, Irid, I'm probably saying this wrong. Iyuf, Irif, Ahu, Mak, Bifar, Inti, How, Ui. Body do make stand within the sun disk circle of Ra. That was a translation, right? Body do make stand within the sun disk, or the sun disk, or the circle of Ra. What's the problem? You bypassed your whole father to come tell me? Go tell Dad. Let Dad know.
The boys already told Dad.
Oh, the boys already told Dad. What Dad say? He didn't get them? Well, go show those same tears to your dad. Maybe the boys didn't tell him the way you can tell him. Hold on one second. Let me correct the situation. I'm going to tell Dad for you. Babe!
No, wait, Gianna Side already told her.
Oh, he hit her, then he told her, babe! She said, sorry, hit her in the stomach. Oh, okay. She crying like you didn't. Okay. Okay. He did get him, but she crying. I guess she wanted a little more drama. Okay. I read this again. Number 1, posture and focus of attention. Body do make stand within the sun disk. After sun disk is circle of Ra. This means
Mom,
this means, what does it look like? It's ice cream. Close the freezer. It's 8:10 in the morning, girl, baby. Wait. This means that the aspirant should remain established as if in the center of a circle with a dot in the middle.
Mom,
Number 2.
the boys, they told him Johnson side, them don't about it like some ice cream.
Okay, thank you. Number 2, words of power or chants, and it has reference number 18 at the bottom, and it says the term words of power relates to chants and or recitations given for meditation practice. So praying in tongues, we would know those to be as recitations. We keep repeating whatever tongue or string of words or words that we felt on the inside of us. So we say that the Spirit of Yah gave us, the Holy Spirit filled us, gave us our heavenly language, our heavenly tongue. Whatever that is recitations of that, meaning we keep repeating it over and over, right? Still don't really know how it works, why it works, but we just know it works. What we do know a little bit more. It's to help, like I said before, you pretty much, it's like giving your dog, your flesh being your dog, a bone, your tongue being a bone. Giving that something to play with so it can focus. Center your flesh, focus your flesh, concentrate, right? It's the avenue. It's like you just got to get somewhere, get quiet, and do something to keep you focused. And that's what begins to align you or to tune you into the frequency of heaven, or tune you into the frequency of Yah so you can hear. Because once you do it long enough, things begin to happen. Your spiritual senses kind of just like pop open, right? At least for me, and not just for me, but other people that I know personally and that I talk to. When you do that, whether you're chanting, you're praying in tongues, which is the same thing, just depending on which culture you come from, you're going to call it something different, but you're doing the same thing, right? What's going to happen is your spiritual ears will pop open, and you can hear things that people around you wouldn't normally hear with their fleshly ears. You can literally hear it. You can see into the spirit, if you want to call it that. And you will just begin to know things, right? They call it divine revelation, divine understanding, or words of revelation, all that stuff in the church, right? Okay, so that's what begins to happen. I read again. I didn't even finish the footnote. Okay, let me finish the footnote. Okay, footnote number 18. The term words of power relate to chants and or recitations given for meditation practice. Also, remember, my big toe got into deep about this, right? The meditation and the recitations. They were used in a similar way to the Hindu mantras. Okay, back up. Number 2, words of power or chant. Then you have Nuk Haku, and that's translated, I am the word itself. Nuk Ra Aku, I am Ra's glorious shining spirit. Nuk Bara, I am the soul of Ra. Nuk Haku, I am the God who creates through sound. Right? Okay, yeah. Number 3, visualization. And remember, okay, don't let Ra here throw you off. It's still referring to the all lights, or who we would call Yah, right? Okay, so remember the teaching in Egypt and using the characters, right? Okay, so remember it's teaching you about the great creator, the great spirit. So don't let the name Ra throw you off if you come from Christendom, right? Because they teach you about it wrong. Number 3, visualization. And here is I'm going to try and read the word, and then I read the translation. Iyuf, Mira, Haru, Metus, Mestuf, Nishri, Chet. My body is like Ra's on the day of his birth. That's the translation. This teaching is what in Indian Vedanta philosophy is referred to as Aham Graha Upashama, or visualizing and meditating upon oneself as being one with God. This teaching is the main focus of the Pert M. Haru, or the Book of Enlightenment, commonly known as the Book of the Dead, which that name Book of the Dead is a misnomer. It is the Book of Life, or Book of Enlightenment, the Pert M. Haru. Matthew, shalom. Robin, shalom, shalom. This teaching is the main focus of the Pert M. Haru, Book of Enlightenment, text of ancient Egypt. It is considered as the highest form of meditation practice amongst Indian mystics. And then it has reference number 19. It says, statement by Swami What? This whole last name, it's like 18 letters. Statement made by Swami Jyotirmayananda in class with his disciples. Okay. Next page. Okay. Basic instructions for the glorious light meditation system given in the tomb of Seti I, circa 1350 BCE. Okay. As we have seen, the practice of meditation in ancient Egypt and its instruction to the masses, and not just to the priest and priestess, can be traced to at least 800 years earlier. How should the paths of yoga work in concert? The following diagram shows the integral process that is engendered by the practice of all of the yogic disciplines. They lead to the integration of the main aspects of the personality and the discovery of the same underlying mystery of the inner self. Okay, so I'm going to show you the picture inside of the, what was this? The picture of the hieroglyphs that they found. We'll show you this first. Right here. I get a close-up of Facebook. I hope it's not blurry. Okay. All right. YouTube. Right there. All right. And so this diagram that it was just speaking of that shows the integration is this right here. Paths of Sima Tawi. Right here. Let me see if I can hold it back for everybody to see. Okay, that's good. Right here. And we're gonna read through I'm gonna read through the chart for y'all. But if you want to I'll screenshot it too, so you can see that. Just in case you can't read it or whatever, if it's too small. Mom, shalom, shalom. Okay. Integral holistic yoga. the process of personality integration, right? And so it has the dot. Okay, let me show you a picture again. Okay, this dot right here, right? And so the process of personality integration, right? Understanding peace, going there. Love, contentment, focusing there. Fulfillment there, right? Okay. The paths of Simi-Tawi. Okay, so for love and contentment, actually, I think it starts at the bottom. Okay, so at the bottom, it's at the bottom going up, right? So start at ground level, then go up. I'm going to start reading down here, but I'm going to read each column and go up, right? Okay, and we're going to start with this one. Okay, so right here at the bottom, you start at control of feeling directed towards the divine or directed towards Yah, right? And so then it goes up, Sima of devotional love. And then it goes up, and that's emotion, the letters that you saw in bold, emotion. That's where it hits emotion. And then up from there, you have love, contentment. All right, so the next column is understanding. And then starting at the bottom, you have to understand the divine, right? And as you begin to, that is the Sima of wisdom, right? Understanding the divine, the Sima of wisdom. And then it goes up. And as you get the wisdom, you have the ability to reason. And then, boom, you know, understand. Maybe I'm saying that wrong. Love, contentment, understanding, peace, fulfillment. Okay. I'm reading it right, but I'm reading it wrong. Okay. Okay, let me do it again. Okay. So to get to love, contentment, we'll go back to the first one. Make sure I'm reading it right. Okay. So here, okay, let's try it again. I think I was reading it wrong or explaining it wrong. I want to make sure I'm doing it right. Okay. Here, right here is this would be you, right? This would be you completely at peace. All of these things in your personality working together. That's holistic, right? The whole you working together in a balanced way, right? And so being here, being centered. Remember how I said in meditation, you center yourself as in the middle of a disc or as in the middle of a sun disc or in the center of Yah's love. Balance, right? It's balance. Meditation leads you to balance. Okay. So this would be that state right there. That's you centered in the side of the sun disc. And in the center of there, you have fulfillment, peace. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was reading backwards. You have fulfillment, peace, understanding, and love, contentment. And to get to these places, you have to start here and begin working your way up, right? Okay, so to get to the love, contentment, you control, excuse me, you control your feeling and you direct that towards Yah or towards the divine, right? And that's also entitled the Sima of devotional love. And you go up, and that's when you experience the emotion, the balanced emotion, and voila, there you reach love, contentment. All right, so the next path, the path of understanding. To get there, first you understand the divine, which is called the Sima of wisdom. And once you get there, then reason begins to kick in a healthy way, and thus that's the process of understanding. Now the next column is the process of peace or the path of peace. And to get there, where we start is at self-control and selfless service and purity of heart. That is called the Sima of righteousness virtue, which goes up, leads you to action, and thereby you have peace. Last column is fulfillment. And there you start at the ground level at study of the mind and development of the inner powers, right? And that is called the Sima of meditation. Then it goes up, which it affects your will. And then once everything has been affected in the right way with your will, voila, you reach fulfillment. Okay. I think that was a little bit better explanation. Okay. Part 1, meditation, the path to spiritual enlightenment. To think, to ponder, to fixed attention, meditation. And this is I just read you the definition of this hieroglyph right here. Let me put it back. Yeah, okay. This, when you see this, that means to think, to ponder, to fix attention, or meditation. Okay. What is meditation? Meditation may be thought of or defined as the practice of mental exercises and disciplines to enable the aspirant to achieve control over the mind, specifically to stop the vibrations of the mind due to unwanted thoughts, imaginations, etc. But why is this necessary? Why should one need to control the thoughts and vibrations of the mind? Ordinarily, people profess to believe in something greater than their physical existence, but what is this something? If a person on the street is asked, "Who are you?" most likely he or she will point to their body and say, "This is me." But is this all there is to life? Many people profess to believe in a soul, but do they really understand this? If they did, why would they mourn at funerals or fear their own death? That's good. Because we kind of talked about that today in OAHSPE, right? Hold on. Okay. But is this all there is to life? Many people profess to believe in a soul, but do they really understand what it is? If they did, why would they mourn at funerals or fear their own death? A human being is not just a physical body with a mind and 5 senses. In reality, there is a deeper existence, a vast ocean of reality of which most people are not aware. This is the realm of the higher self, which all the teachings of yoga and the various practices of meditation are directed toward discovering. This hidden aspect of ourselves this hidden aspect of ourselves, which is beyond the thoughts, is known as Neteru, Amun, Asar, or Amenta in the ancient Egyptian mystical philosophy system of spirituality, as Brahman in Indian Vedanta philosophy, as God in Christianity, and as the self. I'll read it again. In reality, there is a deeper existence, a vast ocean of reality of which most people are not aware. This is the realm of the higher self, which all the teachings of yoga and the various practices of meditation are directed toward discovering. This hidden aspect of ourselves, which is beyond the thoughts, is known as Neteru, Amun, Asar, or Amenta in the ancient Egyptian mystical philosophy system of spirituality, as Brahman in Indian Vedanta philosophy, as God in Christianity, and as the self. Due to mental distraction and erroneous thoughts and lifestyles, people are unable to discover their true higher nature, and thus they experience a limited existence as ordinary human beings until the time of their death. The higher self in a human being is like air. Air is free. Moving in an unobstructed manner, it circles the earth. However, if a certain volume of air were caught in an airtight bottle, the air would seem to be caught, trapped in the bottle existence. In the same manner, the human soul is part of the cosmos, and it is all pervasive. However, as it associates with an individual existence and becomes involved with desires, thoughts, fears, and ignorance of human existence, it loses sight of its all-pervasive and transcendental nature. Thus, the body, mind, senses, thoughts, emotions, and ignorance, which together constitute the personality of a human being, are in reality like a bottle which closes off the vision of the truth. That's good. We might change our title to Trapped in a Bottle or something like that today. Okay. Let me read that again. This is good. Air is free. Hold on, no, go back up. The higher self in a human being is like air. Air is free, moving in an unobstructed manner. It circles the earth. However, if a certain volume of air were caught in an airtight bottle, the air would seem to be caught, trapped in the bottle existence. In the same manner, the human soul is part of the cosmos, and it is all pervasive. However, as it associates with an individual existence and becomes involved with the desires, thoughts, fears, and ignorance of human existence, it loses sight of its all-pervasive and transcendental nature. Thus, the body, mind, senses, thoughts, emotions, and ignorance, which together constitutes the personality of a human being, are in reality like a bottle which closes off the vision of the truth. The soul, which is innately free and boundless, as if caught by the reality of the individual personality and the pressure of desires, longings, and imaginations from this limited reality, as if mesmerizes the higher self. Read it again. The soul, which is innately free and boundless, is as if caught by the reality of the individual personality and the pressure of desires, longings, and imaginations from this limited reality, as if mesmerizes the higher self. This limited existence is known as the ego consciousness. So, from being universal, the soul begins to believe itself to be an individual. However, in reality, the soul never stopped being universal. That's good. So the soul is what we call the spirit. So the soul and the spirit are the same things, right? And it's free. It's innately free, right? Our soul, our spirit is trapped in a bottle. The flesh, it's a nicer term. I'm going to stop calling it a dog, right? It's a bottle now. I'm going to use that term for a little while. It's like the genie being trapped inside the bottle. The personality, hold on. Let me go back and read this last sentence. This limited existence is known as the ego consciousness. So from being universal, the soul begins to believe itself to be individual. However, in reality, the soul never stopped being universal. The personality of a human being is like a transient veil, like a magical illusion. At night, the stars appear to be minuscule, but if you were to get closer, you would see that they are massive heavenly bodies. In the same way, if you were to get close to your real self, you would see that it is expansive and limitless. Oh, you know what? When I read that, I just thought of this. It wasn't a dream. I shared it with you. That time I was meditating a couple weeks ago, when I saw 3 versions of myself, the self, the flesh that was laying down, and myself that was laying down, my spirit that had just astral projected. I had an out of body experience as I was like looking in between, looking at my body sleep or meditating on the bed. My spirit that I just projected out of my body, and a bigger, more huge, beautiful version of me, right? It just clicked that whole experience back when I read this again. Okay. Hold on, y'all. I'm almost done. I got a couple more minutes. The personality of a human being is like a transient veil, like a magical illusion. At night, the stars appear to be minuscule, but if you were to get closer, you would see that they are massive heavenly bodies. In the same way, if you were to get closer to your real self, you would see that it is expansive and limitless. In most people, their ego personality is so prominent that they cannot see beyond its reality. Through the process of yoga philosophy and meditation, a human being has the possibility of breaking through the confinement of individuality in order to discover universality. What? What? How you say that word?
Huh?
Universality. Okay.
Universality?
That's what I think it said, universality. Okay. You about to come look at the word to help me. Look, through the process of yoga, philosophy, and meditation, a human being has the possibility of breaking through the confinement of individuality in order to discover universality and limitless expansion. Did I say it right, y'all?
Yep. Yep.
All three of them, Josh, Josiah, and Isaiah, they come to look at the word.
Touche.
All right, y'all, move.
Universally?
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Is that an L?
Thank you, great teachers. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I picked touche.
Mom, it's not an
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
It's just being quiet there.
So, in reality, every human being is not limited and finite. There is a greater reality which can and must be discovered. Oh, we'll finish reading this and then we'll pause. This was like the end of it. Okay. Ancient Egyptian mysticism expresses the true nature of every human being, individual soul, as composed of a causal body, an astral or subtle body, and a physical body. The universal soul, or the self, is singular and pure, P-U-R-E. The universal soul, or the self, is singular and pure. Therefore, it is likened to a dot. The soul develops a mental process, and through this process, a form of ignorance or forgetfulness of its true nature develops. This is the development of the individual soul. Ooh, just got a cramp. Okay. This is the development of the individual soul. The soul becomes submerged, as it were, in the sea of thoughts and impulses from the mind and senses. It remains as a latent witness in the deep, unconscious level of the mind. It is caught in the powerlessness produced by the web of ignorance it has spun for itself. Through the mind and senses, it experiences the universe, life, death, happiness, sadness, etc. However, in reality, the universal soul is never touched or affected by the occurrences of life, but the individual soul nevertheless experiences them as being real and compelling. In addition, the individual soul is really one with the universal soul, and the belief in mortal existence as being real prevents the individual soul from discovering its deeper transcendental reality. Therefore, the soul travels on a journey which involves many experiences of birth, death into a physical existence, death, as well as the myriad experiences which occur in our dreams and in the after-death state, heaven or hell. Let me read that last sentence again. That was the end. Okay, I read the last couple. Through the mind and senses, it experiences the universe, life, death, happiness, sadness, etc. However, in reality, the universal soul is never touched or affected by the occurrences of life, but the individual soul nevertheless experiences them as being real and compelling. In addition, the individual soul is really one with the universal soul. The belief in mortal existence as being real prevents the individual soul from discovering its deeper transcendental reality. Therefore, Bella, wait a minute. I'm almost done. What, girl?
Josh pushed me.
I saw him push you. Stop it. You was trying to push him out the way so you get into the freezer.
Yeah.
The belief in mortal existence as being real prevents the individual soul from discovering its deeper transcendental reality.
Just tell Bill
Therefore,
I cannot see out of this.
hey, stop it. Therefore, the soul travels on a journey which involves many experiences of birth, death into a physical existence, death as well as the myriad experiences which occur in dreams and in their after death state, heaven or hell. And that is the end of this section. I was gonna say chapter, but it's a section. All right, y'all, we gotta pause. We at the hour and 4-minute mark, so we done. And so tomorrow we're gonna actually get into how the higher vision is attained, right? And it's going to get into the Shatut Neter Shedi, right? All right, so that is it for today, beautiful people. Let's go ahead and pause. 7, 8, because everybody there in the kitchen. Josh is guarding the freezer. I got ice cream in there, and apparently did y'all just get some?
I just got one.
So why y'all saying that?
To get a second
Right,
one.
that's why you garden. Right, so that's why you garden, so they can't get second ones.
Mom.
All right, y'all. It is Tuesday.
I only got one.
Yeah, I know. Everybody's hovering around it
I don't get hungry.
like I'm about to get another one.
No, guess what?
What?
Sai just got 2.
No, I didn't.
Yes, I did.
Why do you got the Gorilla Glue? Get here. Thank you. Because I know. Why were you even above the what you call it? I put these there yesterday. Give me that. Give it here.
You said that's mine.
No.
Y'all just touching everything. All right.
And here you go, Mommy.
Thank you.
I can take
It
that
is
one.
Tuesday, April the 25th, 2022. Day 92 of year 4 of reading through the books of the Law and the Prophets, and of the 4-year consecutive day count, day 1,110. What?
How long are you going to be reading books for?
For however long that I continue to read books.
Until she's done with reading books.
Thank you. Until I'm done with reading books. Like Forrest Gump, when he got tired of running.
Hi.
That's it. I'm gonna go home now.
Hi.
After years of running, he just stopped. He got this huge, massive crowd following him, and then he just stopped running. And everybody looking like, and he just turned around like, I'm done. I'm going home. They like, that's it? Like, all of us out here, what are we doing? Like, do we go home too? Oh, y'all. He didn't say this. I'm just saying that y'all can keep on running, but I'm tired. He had been literally running for years. Okay. That's it, y'all. We read the OAHSPE.
I'm gonna end the video.
Hey, we started on page 33. I forgot to put my ending page.
No, I want to see you in a video.
Y'all can really tap out if y'all want to, because this is going to be nothing but shenanigans from this point on, right? They loud.
You in the end of a video.
We read page 33 to the end of page 35, right? And we read pages 73 through 78 in the meditation book, y'all. That is it for today. Thank y'all for hanging out. May y'all continue to bless you, and may you enjoy this journey as we continue to develop and understand who we are, who y'all created us to be, and who he truly is, and how we are one with him. And we never stop being one with him. We are just now reawakening to the oneness that connects us to our Heavenly Father. All right, beautiful people, that's it. I love y'all. I see y'all back here tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peace. Jen! Hey, girl, hey, I just saw you. Go ahead, end it, Bella.
No.